Gotham City. This crime-infested metropolis has been famously imagined and reimagined in comic books, cartoons, and films. Now, we have a new vision of Gotham, and it stands as one of the most richly detailed environments ever seen in a game. Building on 2009's outstanding Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City sets you free in the intoxicating neighborhood of North Gotham, now a sealed-off super prison for the city's worst criminals. As the Caped Crusader, you struggle to bring order to the chaotic streets. With its atmospheric setting, exhilarating movement, satisfying combat, and a tremendous assortment of secrets and side quests, Arkham City is a fantastic adventure game. Gotham faced a prison crisis in the wake of the events of Arkham Asylum, and certain unscrupulous characters took advantage of the situation, acquiring the rundown neighborhood of North Gotham and tossing the city's criminals in there. It's an immoral operation, but their misfortune is your gain. The area of several city blocks that makes up the super prison isn't especially vast as open worlds go, but what it lacks in scale, it more than makes up for in atmosphere. Arkham City is clearly a work of imagination, and as you explore it, its richness pulls you in, and it becomes a world you can believe in. Within the prison's walls, Joker is dying, and the villain's schemes force the Dark Knight to help him find a cure. That quest brings Batman into contact with the Penguin, Mr. Freeze, and other members of the Rogues Gallery. Each character is represented terrifically, and part of the fun lies in seeing which characters might make an appearance next. The excellent Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill reprise their roles as Batman and the Joker, heading up an ensemble of voice actors who never miss a beat. Also returning from Arkham Asylum is that game's satisfying combat system. One button performs your attacks, while another counters enemy attacks. The combat rewards good timing, and when you get into the rhythm of battle, it's deeply absorbing. As you progress, you encounter enemies equipped with various gear that makes taking them down more complicated, and it's especially satisfying to defeat large groups of enemies against whom you have to use a variety of techniques. Hard-hitting animations and dramatic camera angles make the combat all the more rewarding. Batman's assortment of gadgets plays a bigger role in combat than it did before. In Arkham Asylum, you could throw batarangs and keep your combo going. Here, you can fire off many of your wonderful toys in the heat of battle. The addition of quick-fire gadgets gives you a number of new options, and skilled players can benefit from the smart use of these techniques. But if you prefer to keep things simple, you can certainly rely primarily on your fists. Of course, thugs with shields, blades, and body armor are one thing. Enemies with guns are something else entirely. Batman is tough, but not invulnerable. When faced with such firepower, it's time to rely on stealth. Detective vision gives you an edge, letting you see the positions of enemies through walls and floors. And Batman has a few new tricks up his sleeve. When spotted, you can toss a smoke pellet, aiding your escape and possibly leading confused enemies to accidentally attack each other. And you eventually acquire a fun new gadget, the Disruptor. With it, you can remotely disable a thug's gun. It's a kick to do so, and then jump down in front of him and watch as he attempts to shoot you, and then knock his lights out. The Disruptor's use is limited, so you can't overdo it, but it's an enjoyable new addition to Batman's arsenal. As you win battles, you earn experience points and level up, which lets you upgrade your suit, gadgets, and combat skills, creating a rewarding sense of growth as you advance. There's an impressive number of upgrade options to choose from, and you'll probably still be unlocking upgrades well after finishing the main story. It's not all about combat in Arkham City, though. One of the greatest joys is the act of just moving around its open world. With its numerous buildings to grapple onto and soar off of, Arkham City is a veritable playground. Using your grapnel gun, you can zip up to ledges and rooftops with the push of a button. You can leap off of these surfaces as well, using your cape to glide through the air. Once you get the hang of generating momentum with your dive bomb maneuver, you can fly through the city, diving and climbing like a roller coaster. It's exhilarating. Arkham City also acknowledges that Batman's brains are at least on par with his brawn. Occasional clever puzzles during the main story require you to make smart use of your gadgets. More significantly, the Riddler returns to torment Batman, and he has stepped up his game. Riddler trophies have been placed throughout Arkham City, many of which are enclosed in cages. To retrieve one, you must discern how the mechanism for that particular cage works. Some of these puzzles are tricky, but there's always a logic that makes working out the solutions rewarding. The Riddler also has a new set of environmental riddles for you to work out. Answering these requires you to locate the sign, storefront, or other detail that contains the answer. Tracking down these solutions makes exploring the world even more engaging. Why bother doing this, aside from the satisfaction of a job well done? Because the Riddler has kidnapped hostages and placed them in riddle rooms throughout Arkham City. The only way to get the locations of these rooms is by completing enough of the Riddler's challenges. This is just one of the numerous side quests you have the option of pursuing during your time in Arkham City. These engrossing quests make great use of villains from the Batman comics. They're also a lot of fun to play. There are strings of murders to investigate, a madman who forces you to race across town to answer ringing payphones, innocent prisoners who need your help, and more. If you buy the game new, you receive a code that gives you access to Catwoman. Playing as Catwoman is fun. She has just enough abilities that are unique to her to make her feel distinct from Batman, while controlling similarly enough to feel immediately familiar. You only spend a short time playing as her during the main story, but once that's complete, you can switch between Batman and Catwoman at any time. She has her own objectives and challenges to complete, and her own set of Riddler trophies to collect. There's much more to Arkham City. Challenge rooms test your abilities in combat and stealth situations, and the new Game Plus option lets you carry over your upgrades, but also makes enemies tougher to defeat. The final battle isn't quite the climax this adventure deserves, and on rare occasions, context-sensitive actions may thwart you in battle. But these are nitpicks with a game that does so much, so well. This is an exceptionally designed, content-packed, thrilling, and unforgettable adventure game that will keep you coming back to the Cape and Cowl long after you've seen the credits roll.
Special just for you.